Welcome to the Flipside. It's really early.
It's 8 o'clock. Usually by this time of day, you're up, driven around town. You've already done like 52 things.
Usually.
Yes, so this is one thing.
Not this morning. So it's early this morning. Each day is
Unique.
driven, not driven. It is determined by its own merits. As we all are. So say we all. Welcome, everyone.
Hey.
Looks like people showed up earlier than we got here.
It's,
David is here.
well, you know.
He reminds us to switch our chats to live chats so
Thank
we
you
catch
very
everything.
much.
Thank you very much, David. Appreciate it. Ate Gripstra is here. I probably murder his name every time I say it. I'm assuming that the J is silent. I don't know how I would say a J and a P, in English at least, right after each other.
Stop.
I can't do
Don't.
it. I don't think those two letters can be said together. I don't know how that works. We can play Capture the Crowns while we wait for Sam's yogurt eating stream.
No, look.
I
No
don't
yogurt.
have yogurt.
Stop your face.
I got a leftover half burrito deli sandwich hybrid, and it tastes a little weird, so I'm not gonna eat it anymore.
I thought you had half your breakfast burrito from the other day.
No, I got a breakfast bowl yesterday,
bowl.
and I ate it all.
Oh.
This was from lunch yesterday. I only ate half of it, and I wrapped the rest up and put it back in the fridge. And it tastes.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it.
It tastes weird now.
We don't eat food that doesn't
It's got
taste
mayonnaise and guacamole and
good. Brown mustard.
brown mustard,
You like
which
brown mustard.
I do. Which it doesn't
That's
seem
what
like
I
it kept
put in.
very well overnight.
Okay, I'll make him something
The
else.
mint ice
Later,
cream
later.
has turned.
Later, I will make him something.
No, I'm good. I'm
else.
good. No, I didn't forget the go live button again.
Did you?
No, I didn't. It says end of stream. It doesn't say
Okay.
go
I was
live.
like, oh no.
No, we didn't forget anything. He posted that before we actually
Oh,
went
got
live.
it. We're here. Just took Mr. Pokey Pants a few extra minutes to get downstairs.
He says, I do, but I don't really mind. I've handled worse. 8. Maybe that's right.
8?
8. It's spelled ATE. 8.
What are you actually talking about? I
His
don't know
name. 8.
What. Oh, okay.
But, yeah, I have... You're just going to have to live with that, pal. Not much I can do about that. Alexander Meldrum is here. It's been a while. Been a minute since we saw Alexander. Good to see you.
Thank you
Party
for
this
being here.
afternoon. Can't wait. Well,
I know.
if you're in town, come on over.
I have a bit of a problem. I tend to over prep and overcook for events. I'm just saying.
No.
Wait till you see the to-do list up on the counter.
What?
I left it there so anybody that comes that says, what can I do to help?
Sure.
I will say, look at the list.
Sure.
It does. It's for anybody, literally. Oh, by the way,
If it says honey on there
it
anywhere,
doesn't say honey. The Webbers will be here at about 10.
at about 10?
10 or 10:30.
Okay, that's fine. Google Translate doesn't have Frisian pronunciation, but you can play the English translation. No clue if it's close. That's my voice for David.
Oh, that's David's voice?
That's David's voice. You can use Google Translate, you plebeian.
Oh, that's amazing.
It doesn't have Frisian pronunciation, but you can play the English translation. No clue if it's close. That's David.
Wow, David, sorry.
David just got that.
That's funny.
It shouldn't take long for me to get there. Okay. Come on over.
Come on over. You know, we're gonna...
I'd say you have a problem, Jess. It's called Sam.
I don't have a problem with Sam. I have lots of problems, but none of them have to do with Sam.
Frisian is Griepstra. Dutch, Grijpstra. Sounds just like me, David says. Yes, it does. I just nailed your internal voice, didn't I, David? I thought so. Eric is here. Maribeth and Tom are both here.
Oh, that was so funny.
Maribeth and Tom are both here. Arthur Griepstra or Grijpstra. Arthur Grijpstra. It says it was closer to Arthur. So Arthur.
I don't know why he's looking at me in a
Arthur?
questioning voice.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't even read the thing over there.
Excellent pronunciation, Sam, he says. Well done, Chop. You gave it the old college try. Well done, sir.
This is every day in my life. Here we go. Every day. I
don't know
laugh.
about that.
Because Sam makes me laugh every day.
Yeah. Well, I do. I am easy to laugh at. That's true.
That's not what I said.
Well, as you can see, we still have stargazers out here on the table because as soon as we were done with the stream yesterday, we had to hit the ground running pretty much.
Go mode.
We had to go get changed.
I mean, we had to wait outside the stadium for
an hour
and a half before they even let us in.
And then we waited for another hour before it actually started. And then it was 3 hours long. We did not leave until 11 o'clock. Schools.
So in total, it was an hour and a half plus 1 plus 3.
I don't know why you're doing all of that.
I can't do math.
We got there at
5:30.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock,
Just after 5 o'clock,
sure.
And we did not leave until 11. So that's
So
6 hours. 6 hours. And it wouldn't have been that bad, honestly, if there had not been people in the crowd that knew how to act in large settings. But they did not. And so I couldn't remember, I couldn't hear half of what was being said.
Yep.
Because of the people that were standing in front of us on the landing, just having their own little conversation party.
They were
teenagers. Mm-hmm. And, I guess everybody thinks teenagers don't know or shouldn't know how to act in public. But they didn't.
One of the people we were with shushed them at some point.
Yeah. And that just made them
and
get
then that
louder.
just made them giggle and go, shh, giggle, giggle, shh. And then they'd look up at us.
Yeah. So.
I wanted to go say something, but.
No.
I didn't want to with that crowd.
Nope, nope,
not that crowd.
Nope. How is everyone? Ryan says, I'm going to a Pentecost pig roast later today. Is that...
What?
Is that...
Wait, what?
Are you...
What?
Really? That sounds like a joke. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be...
I'm all in on a pig roast.
Yes.
That sounds great.
I want to know if it was...
I don't understand.
A Pentecost... Oh, Pentecost is a denomination.
Yes.
That's fine. Or Pentecostal.
Yes.
That's fine. But it sounds like a joke. That sounds like the opening line to a joke. Hey, I went to a Pentecostal pig roast today.
Sounds amazing.
Have you been watching the Stanley Cup? Tied at 1-1, baby. I'm liking it. Go Panthers. This is the only time of the year I'm going to be a Panthers fan. Simply because, and no offense to Edmonton or Canadians in general, I hate the Oilers. I do not like the Oilers because of one person and some of the things he has said in the past and the manner in which he has said them. So the Oilers, and again, like I said, no hard feelings toward any Canadians, the city of Edmonton, or anything, but the Oilers can go suck an egg as far as I can. Now, with me saying that, that means they're probably going to win. So Edmonton, you're welcome. But I am rooting for the Florida Panthers. I used to live in that area. I've been to that arena. But they've got Brad Marchand. Ugh. And he scored the game winner last night. Ugh. But at least the Oilers didn't win. At home. That means they split the 2 games at home. Yes. That's good. Now we go back to Florida. And we got 2 games in Florida. Yes. This is good. This is good.
My new cup needs decoration. It's sneaky. It needs a sticker right there.
The stickers are right over there.
Will you put it on?
In between Heat and Monster Hunter.
I can't get up. Look at it.
He's like right next to
Under
us.
my feet.
Yeah.
Like actually connected.
Let's see here. Yes, so I have not been watching it because we had to spend 6 hours somewhere yesterday while the game was going on.
Where? What?
In between Heat and Monster Hunter. But I'm watching it from afar. Maribeth says, that seems like all graduations anymore. It's sad.
Yeah.
It is. Well, you got to give everybody their
No, I love that.
5
I love
minutes
that.
in the sun. You got to give them. You
I
got
love
to give the senior sponsor his.
I have no problem
10
with
minutes. You got to give the
that.
student
My tea is full.
president
Do
his
not,
10 minutes and
her
10
I
minutes
had no
rather
problem
in
with
this case.
that. I just think it would have been better if we had had tickets and seats. So therefore, we wouldn't have had to be there at 5 o'clock for a 7 o'clock door opening.
Gotcha. Ryan says it's Pentecost Sunday tomorrow, and we're having a pig roast today. Pentecost Sunday is, it has to do with Easter, when he was risen,
Right.
and when the day of Pentecost was.
Oh, yeah.
When everybody was in the upper room,
Right.
clothes of fire appeared over their heads.
Right.
Day of Pentecost. So it's in relation to
Okay.
how far away from Easter we are now. So tomorrow is that day,
Right.
Pentecost Sunday.
So they're
So
having a
he's having
celebration today.
a pig roast today.
Sounds delicious.
Probably he's eating the pig roast today because you're not supposed to eat pig
Right.
on Pentecost Sunday.
I think you're bluffing. Well, careful when you put this on. The tea is full. So
Well, then-
don't open it and tip it upside down. Just cover the blender bottle logo. That's what I do.
Cover the blender bottle logo?
It works.
Oh, I guess it does, doesn't it?
I told you. I have 3 of these bottles. I know. This is the first time I'm using the red one. I'm just letting you know.
But hopefully, Ryan, you can hear where that sounded like a joke.
It did kind of have an intro like that. So we all know in this
A
family,
Sadducee, a Pharisee,
Sam
and
is the stickery person.
a Sadducee, a Pharisee, and
Right. Don't.
no, I'm trying to get what's a third one? Sadducee, a Pharisee, and
I don't know, but don't go down that path.
a Zealot.
Just stop.
A Pharisee,
Stop.
a Sadducee, and a
Stop.
Zealot walk into a pig roast on Pentecost Sunday. Yeah, that'll work.
Stop.
That'll
He does
work.
that. Stop. No. No.
Oh, that's kind of centered.
Perfect.
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh dear.
Because it's going to hang off the edge over there. So we got to get it just right.
I get it kind of close.
That's pretty daggone close right there. I don't know how well this is going to stick with it being hot.
Well, the hot will help melt it, right?
Not necessarily. There you go.
Now look. Brandon.
All right, let's see. Suck an egg sounds healthy and good. Goodwill wish.
See?
No,
Totally.
it isn't. Okay, let me put it. They can suck rotten eggs. How's that? Let me clarify that for you. Go
wish
Panthers only this year as well. Yeah, you Penguins fans, that probably hurts really, really bad to say that, but okay.
Right.
Today I am going to do a booster draft of the Freedom 5 set. I haven't played oh, no, that's not Freedom 5. The FF set, I haven't played Magic in over 5 years. I haven't played Magic in probably over 10 years, so you're doing better than me. I don't think we're much different when we were younger either. I don't know what that means.
I know, our graduations, they're the same.
Oh,
I
yeah,
had no problem.
No. That's true.
The length of time for the graduation was not a concern at all. At all.
Got Kanban EV set up on the Game Topper. Today is the day it leaves the shelf of shame.
Ooh.
JT would want to be with you. He loves Kanban EV. Alexander says, now I get it. I don't think we were much different when we were younger either.
Yeah.
That is probably true. But there is and maybe it is just nostalgia, but I think there is a distinct difference between the level of a lack of respect that we had back then, because we're all kicking against the pricks at some point. And that's a biblical phrase. I don't mean it to be a cuss word or anything like that. We're all kind of fighting against the establishment. That's a better way to say it, I guess. When we are that age, it wasn't always, but it's almost ingrained at this point. But there's a definite level of difference between the kind of lack of respect that we had and the kind of lack of respect that people have now.
Let me clarify. There was where we sit is the same spot we sit for our football games. Mm-hmm. So nobody can block my view because I'm short. So I kind of am up, there's a little railing in front of me. There is like a landing area in front of that where typically people that are handicapped can sit there because it is ramped all the way up. Mm-hmm. And then they can sit with a good view. Mm-hmm. There were 5 people sitting along the wall in their chairs that were older and were sitting there so that they wouldn't block anyone's view.
There was 3. There wasn't 5.
1, 2, 3, 4?
Maybe 4.
Okay. They came and stood directly in front of these people. Directly. So their only view of graduation was their buns. I would never have done that. And I think if you and I, generationally, had stood in front of somebody that is trying to watch something
that's in a wheelchair,
seated behind us,
we would have moved.
And the community would have gotten up and said, whoa, what are you doing standing here? Mm-hmm. Move. Mm-hmm. And we would have moved. Even if we hadn't moved on our own, having an elder tell us to move or shush, we would have done it.
Yep.
So when somebody told them to shush, they were just like,
turned into a
joke. It was not the response, I think, generationally that we would have had. I'm not saying we weren't punks.
Nope.
I'm not saying that at all.
We were punks in a different way.
We were punks, but I can't even fathom having my group of friends stand directly in front of...
I grew up in the South. We were taught to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am.
I mean,
yes, sir, no, sir. And that's just the way it went. And that has gone
that
by the
really
wayside.
frustrated me. But because of the crowd it was...
Up here, even, people get mad when I say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Yeah, they go,
or yes, sir, no, sir. I'm not that old. Stop calling me. I'm not a grandma. Stop. You don't need to say ma'am to me. And people have actually said that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm from the South. That's how we show respect. Deal with it. And I never say it snarky that way. I just say, I'm sorry, ma'am. I grew up in the South. And it still gets under their skin. So my wife and I were in Seattle a couple months ago, Alexander says. We were super tempted to see their new professional hockey team. I wonder if they are any fun to watch. I have never been to one of their games, but I have heard that they are. It's a good show.
I will say one thing about Seattle sports. We are. I mean, really, in all honesty, Seattle sports people that think they are sports fans don't know sports at all.
Well, careful.
But
that's not true.
Being in a stadium or field or whatever the words are for any of the other things. Filled with Seattle fans has a different energy than some of the other places I've been.
I would like to, so that nobody...
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I don't think that you made a lot of 100% statements there, and that's not true. You said that there's nobody in Seattle that is real, that knows anything about sports.
Okay, I didn't mean that. I meant a majority of Seattle fans.
What she's meaning to say is that the fans are there and the fans want to see their team, but if you actually get into a conversation about anybody in general or anything in general with anybody in general,
statistics. Oh, well,
they probably won't know what they're talking about. And that's probably true of any city's fans, not just Seattle.
But cracking games are fun. I haven't been, but I've seen lots
I mean,
of
generally
pictures.
speaking, the people who are
Sounders games are a blast.
Especially playoff games. The people who are at playoff games are people who can afford to be there.
Right.
They are not necessarily the people who are wanting to be there every single game. You know, most of the real fans are there most of the time for the team during the season. And then when playoffs hit, it's everybody that can afford to be there because playoff tickets go through the roof. Ryan says he's not offended. Very good. Very good, sir. Very good. Absolutely need to give them their time. It's just sad that people act the way they do. It's not just teenagers either.
No, I mean, that was it. We were trying to listen and give these people the attention that they deserved, and it was great.
Spadato says 3 of my kids had graduations in the last 3 weeks.
Oh, jeez.
We are spent. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's an emotional. It's like you want to hear. That's what made it so egregious last night. Is that you want to hear. You want to experience this because it was Daphne, her daughter, my stepdaughter, and it's her night along with 440 other kids.
Right.
It's their night, but these kids that were in front of us were trying. It was all about them. And it was all about them having fun and having a good conversation. They didn't care how loud they got. I will say that it seemed to get... It went up for a little bit after they got shushed.
Yeah.
But then they kind of...
dispersed,
over the next 10 or 15 minutes, they kind of dispersed and they kind of settled down. So...
Your phone's going crazy. Are we doing something wrong?
No, it's the stupid ring.
Oh. I turned it off.
And I don't say stupid because I don't like the... Wow,
he's going to just qualify everything today.
It's Otter. Hello? Come on, get it right, lady. What's wrong with you? Let's see. I'm trying to find... Goodness. So I can turn off...
You make me laugh.
Where is it?
I don't know. I had to go to that thing.
Yeah, I went to the app. Turn on snooze. Snooze. So we've got somebody that's living in our living room right now. On average.
Our dog. That's all.
Let's see here. On average, how long do your games stay on the table after playing them before you rebox them? On average, 2 minutes.
Yeah, he's usually pretty
generally
good.
Generally speaking, I put it away directly because I'm usually at that point looking forward to what I have to be ready for tomorrow.
Right, or the next thing. Or
the next 15 minutes,
right,
frankly,
valid.
Because I might have to get ready to record a review or something like that. But generally speaking, on average, it's minutes because I like to put stuff away.
But yesterday was the exception.
Alexander says, my wife and I have had Dragon Eclipse on our table for over a month.
Oh, dear.
Wow. They're playing through it, I guess. Kicking against the pricks. Love that expression. Biblical indeed. And also Johnny Cash, when the man comes round. And Johnny probably got it from the Bible. Vanessa is here. Depends on how late it is that we played until. Sometimes I don't like to clean up a game after if it's late.
Okay, that's also a very valid point. If you don't finish till 11,
Yep.
we're not picking up the table.
Vanessa says she's currently at Valdemere Park in Erie, Pennsylvania for an American Coasters Enthusiasts event.
Look at you. That sounds fun.
What is an American Coasters Enthusiast
I'm
event?
guessing roller coasters. Or coasters? Like,
Well, Valdemere Park. All right, I'm looking it up before she tells
maybe
me what
it's a coaster. I don't know. The only word I know with coaster is roller coaster.
Park, Erie, PA. Yep, it's a roller coaster.
That looks fun.
I mean, I would imagine it's an American Coasters, meaning that it's a
Roller
coasters. Yeah.
I can't think of another meaning of the word coasters.
Those things you put drinks on.
Well, she wouldn't be at a park.
Why wouldn't she be Why wouldn't she be at a park to celebrate nice drink coasters? Why not? You couldn't do that?
Nope. It's not a thing.
I think it probably is somewhere.
Now he's going to look up drink
No, I'm not.
coaster
I'm not.
collectors.
I mean, they're out there. I guarantee
Drink
they're out
coaster
there.
conventions.
Sounds like fun, Vanessa Maribeth says. We got early access to a couple of rides. The rest of the park opens at noon.
Oh, fun.
Many of their teachers went to pick. To take pictures.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing happened last night. I mean, there were the faculty when they actually started pulling, when they actually started giving away to the Pullmas, the faculty moved out of their seats and behind the stage on the field.
And every
then,
student that they had like a connection with, they were like coming out and
They all
it was
came up
really
and took
cute.
a picture.
It was really cute.
Though I've not heard of a prohibition of pork on Pentecost before, it's because it was a joke. How long was the
Pentecost?
Yeah, right. That's
got a nice little
good alliteration there.
alliteration.
Prohibition of pork on Pentecost. How long was the ceremony? I think graduations
3
are
hours.
overrated. 3 hours. Well, no, 2 hours and 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours and 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that.
Because you have to march.
Because it started at 8,
Yeah.
and then it got over with at about 10:45, and then we had to go meet Daphne off the field and get pictures and hugs and all that kind of stuff, and then we actually left at about 11. You okay over there?
And did you hear what Dad said
No.
when Daphne gave me the big hug? Get a room, you do.
Oh my god.
I was like, Dad, can you just let me hug my daughter for a minute?
Right? Not a drink coaster enthusiast? See? I'm not the only one that had that thought. Pensacola Christian College, not PIC. What?
PCC.
Oh,
Pensacola.
many of their teachers went to PCC.
PCC.
Got it. Pensacola Christian College. I graduated from Pensacola.
Yes.
That's cool. Dennis Newbert is here. What's up, Dennis? Good evening. Oh, you're in somewhere else.
Good
It is
evening.
morning here, sir. But good to have you here. Thank you for being
I'm
here.
glad you're here.
Otto says, just to get back to Alexander's remark about Magic the Gathering quickly, I watched top 10 card games yesterday. Was a bit surprised that it wasn't in the top 10. It was one of the ones nominated. But there is, generally speaking, not a huge Venn diagram overlap between Magic the Gathering players and
Board gamers?
board gamers.
Interesting.
And I think that's probably why. Now, that's not to say that a large number of board gamers have
Don't
not
play.
played
Right.
Magic the Gathering. I just think that a large number of board gamers are also not going to say that Magic the Gathering is one of the best card games ever.
Okay.
I think they're definitely looking at other kinds of card games that are going to fill that board gaming itch a little bit better than Magic the Gathering
Sure.
does. So it was nominated, but it did not have a snowball's chance to make it into the top 10. It didn't get nominated. There were maybe, out of the 77 respondents, I think maybe 2 of them even mentioned Magic the Gathering. I don't think it was even close. Autospell got me with spick or with pick. Yep, I pulled over the sp in spell to pick. Autospell got me with pick. Yeah, no worries. Pensacola's Pentecostal pork potty picks. Nice, David. Nice. Let's see here. Got expelled as a senior in high school, Matthew says. So when I got to walk the stage graduating from college, it was a big deal for me.
Nice.
And it should be.
It's a big deal.
Dennis Newbert is in Dortmund, Germany.
Germany.
So yes.
I visited Dortmund.
My daughter is in Ramstein, so I know all about that time change. Eric says, not one of my game nominations was on that list. I think Sam just deleted my email without opening it.
Who is it?
Eric?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing
Pretty
with
much.
your logic, Eric.
I don't know how you sent me an email because I don't give you access to a laptop down here in the basement. So I don't know how that happened. Now we're going to have another raid.
Don't start that again.
We're going to have another raid to get in there and see what kind of devices he has that I didn't know about.
Why? Why do you laugh this way?
Ultra says, sounds about right. When I got into board games more, I definitely played a lot less Magic the Gathering.
Right. I can see that.
That's just the way it is. Magic the Gathering to be good at it, especially with how many different sets they come out with, it really kind of has to be at least partially a lifestyle game. You have to keep up. You have to consciously keep up with it. And if you miss 1 or 2 of the new sets that come out, it's really hard to get back into it.
Wow.
Chisel and stone emails, Eric says. It's not an email anymore, dude. I really like the top 10, Alter says. Many good games in there. That is absolutely true. Do I still have it over here? It's over there. I'm not going to spoil any more of it, but there was a pretty wide difference between the top 10 and everything else. I mean, there were 190 games that were nominated. And that was with me coupling very similar games together, like, Star Realms and Hero Realms. If somebody said Star Realms and another person said Hero Realms, I just clumped that into one because it's the same game, just a different theme. And even with me doing that to multiple games, 190 games were nominated out of the 77. And number 10 had 17 points. And the way I rank it is if you give a game a number 1 spot, that gives it 5 points. If you give it a number 2 spot, it gives it 4 points, 3, 2, 1. And so 1's for a 5th place. And I just give a number of points equal to what you place it on the thing. And so the majority of those 190 games were below 10. The majority. I mean, there were like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And there were a lot of 5s because there were a lot of games in there that people really enjoy, but nobody else likes it. It's that kind of stuff. Were you disappointed Nard didn't make it to the top 10? No.
It's not his list.
Because it's okay for people to be wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. It happens. Also, NAR hasn't been in the wild very long. It has been a couple of years now, but I don't. I think it was a lesser known public. What is wrong?
I'm just giggling.
About what?
Go on. Carry on.
You want to play with your flip flops again?
No, I don't. I don't want to play with my flip flops.
What are you laughing at then?
how I got asked for something yesterday, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
It just made me giggle.
David Brownlee says, I take it back, Star Realms was on the list. Wait a minute, what did he say? Oh, not one of my games. Gotcha. I attach an Ever Ready to the block. Oh. Chisel and stone emails.
Oh, got it.
He attaches it. What are you, MacGyver?
Got it. Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Do not give him duct tape.
Yeah, truth. Yep, Star Realms. I would have expected Star Wars, the deck building game, by the way. It also was nominated, as was Star Wars Unlimited. Jabba's Palace was nominated, but it got lumped in with the other love letters, and Love Letter didn't even come close either, which is generally a very well-regarded game. I think it's boring as all get out, but other people really enjoy it. I was expecting Love Letter to be up there, but it wasn't. So, yeah. I buy singles, Matthew says, from Heroes and Fantasies off Pat Booker. I know what that is. That's true. To keep up with Magic the Gathering, you don't have to buy a box every time a new set comes out. No, that's true. You don't have to buy a box. But if you don't keep up with those new cards that are in that set, and you do that for multiple sets, you will kind of fall out. And the people who don't fall out will just have better cards in their deck or different cards, and you won't know what they do. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you have to buy a box every time, but if you don't buy something every single time a set comes out, you'll fall out of it. That's what happened to me. I got bored with playing it, took a few breaks on the sets, and never got back in. Nar is definitely on my wish list. It should be. It's a very good game.
Who's that?
Otter.
It's so good.
Everyone knows the greatest card game of all time is Flip 7, Alexander. That's false advertising. It does say it on the box, and it's absolutely false advertising. They should be brought up on charges. Sam knows what he's talking about. He's been wrong about Love Letter forever. Apparently, I'm not wrong because it didn't come close to making it on the list. And that was with 77 other people putting in their 2 cents. Flip 7 is fine, but nothing mind-blowing. That is absolutely true. There is absolutely zero mind-blowing about Flip 7. See, this is what okay, here we go. Here comes the soapbox.
Here it goes.
Here's what I don't like about Flip 7.
Look, he even scoots forward.
Here's what I don't like about Flip 7. Everybody is raving about, not everybody, but there's a lot of people raving about Flip 7 and how fun it is when if you just get to top deck stuff, because that's all you're doing in Flip 7. You're literally playing 21. It's not the number that you're shooting for, but you're literally saying, hit me. Pass. Hit me. That's all you're doing. And if you use that mechanism in another game where you're just top decking cards, oh, it's too random. Oh, it's too this. Oh, it's too that. That's such a bad mechanism. But if I make a card game out of it when that's all you're doing, oh, it's the best thing ever. Whatever. Rant over.
No, it's not.
Does Love Letter get played a lot anymore? Not at my house. I don't even own a copy of it. No Millborns. That's because I don't think they're even producing Millborns anymore, buddy. I need to let you out a little more often so you can understand some of the stuff that you're saying and how archaic it is. Saw Love Letter at number 1 on a different top 10 list this week. Yeah. Like I said, people can be wrong. It's okay. Misguided.
I think what he means is
we'll say they're misguided.
Everybody can have their own opinion.
Misguided. That's
everybody can have their own opinion.
Atta Gripstra says, my son and I really liked Magic the Gathering for some time. Didn't like the fact that there were new sets every few months. So, like you, we lost interest.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just you have to keep feeding the beast, and it's like, and it's not cheap.
Right.
I mean, it depends on. I mean, you can buy a pack or you can buy 15,000 packs. So how expensive it is really dependent upon you. But some of those people that play Magic the Gathering still live with their parents. I won't say in their
breaks.
And they probably don't have mortgage payments and utility payments and car payments
fully
and
functional adults
all of
in
that kind of
society,
stuff.
and they just have an addiction to Magic.
Yeah, that's true too.
So pump the brakes.
I'm just saying.
If I can't make 100% statements,
I said some people. It's not 100%. You said Seattle fans
can be known for. How's that?
There, that's much better. The addition of qualifiers into a statement are absolutely, it makes your statement more defensive. I'm sorry, more defendable. Let's see here. Has anyone tried 21X? Speaking of 21. No, I haven't, Alexander. Doug is here. Doug says, good morning from Iowa. We are heading to the Indiana Dunes today.
Oh, sounds fun.
What else can we get Sam to rant about, Tom says?
I mean, it's pretty easy, Tom.
Yeah, this early in the morning it is.
All you have to say is...
I don't have all of my...
Start with, hi, good morning.
No.
That'll set him up.
That's not...
Right there. Start.
What type of... who died and put you in charge of what time of morning it is? Yes, Sergeant. Game Topper Kickstarter is coming soon. Don't miss it. That is correct.
Please don't miss it.
I believe it is on Tuesday. Starts on Tuesday. We may or may not. I mean, double check real quick.
Are we doing a... Let's do a...
Yep. Live. Yep. So, okay. On Wednesday next week, we're going to do, I'm going to have Berkey here on the channel, and we're going to do an interview with Berkey.
Great idea.
A live interview with
Great
Berkey. It's going to be
idea.
the second day of the campaign, so it will give you guys an opportunity to ask him some direct questions. I'll have some questions that are prepared beforehand, and we're going to do that on Wednesday this week. That's
fantastic.
We just hammered that out this weekend. We had already talked about doing an interview.
Idea.
I thought he wanted me to record one when we were at Origins together, but he thought it would be better if we kind of opened up the campaign early on.
I love that. What a great idea.
With an interview.
Great idea.
So come back on Wednesday.
That's a great idea.
It was Kevin's idea, not mine.
love
Berkey's
it. I
idea,
love
not
it.
mine. Doug says it's on my calendar. Also, good morning, Doug, Dave says. All of us coaster nerds are already lining up for the big wooden coaster.
Ooh.
Wow, how big of a wooden coaster do you need?
We have a big wooden coaster near us, not directly near us.
I mean, how big does it have to be?
Silverwood Theme Park in Idaho has two really big wooden coasters.
I mean, I guess, yeah, that's a kind of big coaster. I do too. They soak up the sweat. I love wooden coasters too. They soak up the sweat really well. They warp over time though. But if you buy the really good ones, they last a long time.
I like the sound.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, last time we went on that ride.
after we get over the hill, she makes all the sound after that.
I do. Actually, I kind of almost stop breathing. I make a lot of noise.
I bought the Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings starter decks, and they are super fun.
Ooh,
you can just play those and not buy any cards at all.
That's cool.
Now, see, I do like that kind of stuff, and you just reminded me that they came out with starter sets of Magic the Gathering 4 that were Lord of the Rings themed. I might have to look into that.
That sounds interesting.
The Ravine Flyer 2 is supposed to be a good one. That's a lame name, I'll tell you that much. The Ravine Flyer 2? Boring.
We have Timber I'll come up with it. Hold on.
You want me to just
Nope.
Google it?
Nope. It won't come up. It's actually broken. It's stopped.
Nah, it's broken.
Tower of Terror? No, that's Hollywood.
Tower of
that's
Terror?
The droppy
No.
thing. It is
What is it called again? The park?
Silverwood.
Silverwood.
It's called Timber.
It's called what?
I don't know. Clearly, it's broken in here. I can't get it out. My brain has been a little muddled this week.
All rides. All right. So antique cars, is
No,
that the one you're talking
stop,
about?
You doofball.
The Barnstormer.
Would you just please go down?
Little kid sitting there going,
Can you please? I've ridden that ride. I've ridden
Boulder
this ride.
Beach Bay.
Yes, that's great fun.
The Butterflyer.
I love that one too. It's for kids. I love the ones that
The
are for
Carousel.
kids. Love the ones for kids. I'm telling you, that's about my level.
Climbing trees.
No, can you just please?
No, we're going through every single
No, we are
attraction.
not.
Sit
Oh
up.
my gosh.
Sit up. And we're going to say it in like an epic voice to see
Okay.
if it makes sense.
Okay.
Elkhorn Creek. Nope. The Flying Elephants. No. Oh, this has got to be it.
Announce it like they announced the graduates
No,
last
I'm not
night.
gonna do that.
That was great.
Frog Hopper. That's not it. Kitty Copters.
Yes. That is it.
The Kitty Wheel.
Hollywood Park.
Hollywood Park. Oh, this has got to be it. No, I'm not going to subscribe to your newsletter. The Puppy Go Round. The Red Baron.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Could be the Red Baron, but it's not.
Salmon Run. Okay, I'm bored. Medium intensity. This has got to be
No,
it because
see,
you
just
love your
go-
medium intensity.
I do love medium intensity rides. Avalanche Mountain, Avalanche Falls, Ferris Wheel, Paratrooper, Riptide Race.
High
Thunder-
intensity. Are you ready?
Thunder Canyon is
Okay,
so much
now
fun.
remember, we're going up against Ravine Flyer 2. Let's see.
Tiny Toot Coaster.
Any of these. Aftershock. That's kind of
That's-
boring.
It's a scary ride, though. I don't like that one.
Corkscrew.
Nope, won't go on that one.
Crazy Cars.
Nope.
Panic Plunge.
It's called Wet Your Pants.
That's why they call it you're plunging yourself
Yes,
into
it's
other people's
literally,
urine.
you're scary.
The Roundup.
Nope.
Spin Cycle.
That ride is terrifying.
Stunt Pilot.
No. Timber
Timber Terror.
and Tremors. That's what it is.
Timber Terror.
Timber Terror
Terror and Tremors.
versus Ravine
Velocity
Flyer.
Peak.
Ravine Flyer 2.
And then we have the Ravine Flyer 2.
That's a
See,
better
I
ride.
think all of these names are better
Timber
than Ravine
Terror
Flyer
is the
2.
wood roller coaster. It's really fun.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see.
I don't think we even have time to go there this year.
We probably don't. Hello, Tom and David, Doug says, and everyone else I can't see in chat as I'm driving. How did you type that if you're driving?
Ba-da-da-da-da.
No, I don't think so. My
I
life
almost
is a
missed.
roller coaster, Eric says. No, it's not, Eric. You barely move. Oh, now it's a pedantic Pentecostal pork potty podcast.
That's good.
Can you rant about how terrible the live-action Lilo and Stitch movie is? We haven't seen it yet. As a matter of fact, we just rewatched the cartoon version because somebody who is a Disney maniac never saw it.
And
Had
I
never
love
seen
it.
one of the best Disney movies
I love
ever.
it.
Tell us why Faraway is a good card game. Oh, that's
See?
easy.
You can get him on a rant just
That's
like that.
easy.
There you go, Tom.
It isn't.
There you go. And there it is.
It isn't. It's one of the worst games I've ever played. Period. Hard stop. End of discussion. Silverwood has that one coaster that you get dropped backwards. That one is super interesting.
Yeah, I don't do this. I don't do backwards.
Graduation party for Daphne. That is correct. Somebody
what
did
today
ask
is.
what kind of party
Yes.
we got going on
Yes.
here. Yes, we're having a
Would
graduation
you like to
party
hear the
later
food?
on. Go ahead.
Scrambled eggs, bacon, toaster waffles, deviled eggs, pretzel bites, sandwich bar. So that's like tons of different breads, tons of different meats, tons of different cheeses, cream
All
cheese,
mixed
guacamole.
with hard liquor.
Not at all. Guacamole, sauerkraut, all the things, all the toppings you can put on sandwiches, cake, cookies. I'm sure I'm missing something. Did I say deviled eggs? I did.
Emily asks, why is he being so weird today? Sleep deprivation.
I don't know.
That is the
He's
long
like a
and the
little
short of it.
hyper today.
Sleep deprivation. I'm going off of adrenaline. See, I can't even speak right.
I don't know. I don't know, Emily. It's going to be a ride today. I think that's what it is.
Hot dog dog.
Hot dog dog. Hot dog. Hot dog
Meds,
dog,
Eric
dog.
says. Yeah, they're off kilter.
Yeah, that's something.
Blame me. I started the conversation in this direction. You did, Vanessa, and we will blame
Direction.
you. It is your fault entirely.
Not Vanessa's
You and your stupid drink coasters.
Yeah, he's hyper today, y'all.
The best part of Silverwood is the bluegrass music playing all over the grounds.
I mean, if you're Doug and Emily.
I'm glad you said it that way because I was going to say it a little bit more like that's one of the reasons I don't like going to
Oh,
Silverwood.
you stop. I love Silverwood, actually.
That sounds
Maybe you
like
should go with us.
breakfast
Maybe you should go
or
with us.
brunch. Everything you just said sounds like breakfast or brunch.
Well,
This-
she's kind of wanted a breakfast and lunch brunch party. So all the sandwich stuff, all the breakfasty stuff, pretzel bites, deviled eggs, all the stuff.
I didn't hear pork and beans.
The other
We should have beans.
my family,
Give it an international flair.
I left them at home last night to fend for dinner. And I thought they would have gone with the drawers full of frozen items that we have, or things from the downstairs freezer, or veggies, or rice, or something. No, they went with
Oh,
a charcuterie board with the meat and cheese that I'm using for the lunches today.
Look at all this charcuterie stuff that's in here. We're going to have that for dinner. Yeah, there's no way it could be actually stuff that we had planned to use today. So now we have to go back to the store.
I love my family. I'm grateful that they all fended for dinner.
Yeah.
Also,
And beer, Eric says. No, we're not going to have beer.
and also, since when does my mom, who loves a full meal, say a charcuterie, meat and cheese and crackers and apples is a dinner?
When she has to make it for a bunch of people and she's not in her own home. That's when. If she was in her own home, she would have known where everything was. And so she was looking around and saw, I can do that. Okay, I'm going to head out before I drain too much of my battery. The coaster should be open anyway
Go have
soon.
fun.
Bye, everyone. See you later, Vanessa. Enjoy yourself. Buy me a couple of coasters. We can use them here on the channel. She's at a special event. I'm just trying to support her. Doug says, we attended a lovely wedding last night. Gave the bride and groom Ticket to Ride Legacy. Took up half
good
my
choice.
suitcase.
Good choice.
That is a good one. No beer? Not a party then, Eric says. Well, you're not invited anyway, Eric.
Yeah,
We're not
do
letting you out.
alcohol.
We're not letting you out. You're going to stay right. You're just
Although-
going to have to listen to it.
Some beer would help my dad.
Okay, we're buying beer later.
I was like, maybe we should buy some beer.
Meat and cheese is dinner.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with that logic, but not when it's the meat and cheese that I have laid out for the meat and cheese sandwiches on the sandwich bar this afternoon.
David apparently needed to say goodbye to Vanessa twice.
Goodbye, goodbye.
Yes. Just ordered Agricola, the wooden edition on GameFound. Yeah, I'm not backing Agricola. Although, I will say, I love the new look of the game. I think it is super aesthetically pleasing. I don't think I'm going to like the game because I don't think they've changed it. But if I remember correctly, I think JT might be getting it. So I'll just wait to play his. I'm not going to get it. Now, When the Dead Harvest comes out, I think that's what it's called, Agricola Dead Harvest. It's the zombie version. That I'm getting, just because of zombies. And we'll see. But that's coming out later. Or they have it planned to come out later. And that's one I'm on board with. Anything else Agricola? Like, I was looking at the Agricola thing the other day, the deluxe edition. To get everything, take a wild guess.
I got about 300.
No. And they were basing their prices on the euro, not the dollar. 450 euros. 450 euros.
It's like 700 US.
I don't know how much that is. I'm sure there's somebody in there that can probably give us a good ballpark. But we're going to go USD, euro conversion.
Yeah, 0.88. So it's almost dollar to dollar. $450.
Let's see. 400, I think it was 449 euros is $512.
Not a bad conversion.
$500 for one game.
That's an airplane ticket to travel, to visit.
I mean, I get it. I understand. It's not that I have this aversion to paying a lot for these Kickstarter versions that are really nice.
They're really nice. Really nice.
But holy Moses, I don't think unless you
across the country,
unless you totally turn your life into Agricola the game, you're not going to use all of that stuff.
I don't know.
You're not. Ay, ay, ay. My goodness. If Maribeth was there, she would help you, Jessie. I'm going to help her? Jeez.
I left a list. Anybody in this house, even if they are visitors, can look at that list and do one of those things on that list.
Not invited. Guess I'll turn around.
I literally, yeah, that's funny. I there's a list upstairs. Anybody in this house can look at that list and do stuff. It's very visible. And it's very plain.
I don't think one person is going to look at that list and do anything unless
I already delegated Dante to make the cinnamon swirl bread. He's making that now.
Noted. Stay away from the cinnamon swirl bread.
It's a box mix.
Stay away from the cinnamon
swirl bread. He just has to mix the ingredients. Put it in the oven.
Stay away from the cinnamon swirl.
It's a little challenging, but I'm going to give it to him. He's going to do this.
Ay, Dios mío.
Ay, Dios mío.
All right. Let's see. I'm on the fence with the Agricola Kickstarter. It looks really good, but I still have the old version. I know, but the upgrades to the old version is, I mean, graphically speaking, it's a huge upgrade. I mean, vast difference. Especially if you go with just the wooden version. If you go with the miniatures version, we're talking night and like very dark night and very bright day. But $450, 450 euros, not having it at all. Now there's other lesser levels, but for the all-in being 450, and I don't even know if the 450. I think the 450 is the most deluxe version. But man, Eric says I ordered 2 of those games. Peter Rowan says Agricola is highly overrated. I absolutely agree with you. Just get their nice special edition with the wood bits was 109-ish. All the other plastic doesn't seem necessary. Well, that's the thing. Plastic isn't necessary. Frankly, wood is not necessary.
I like the wood pieces.
Nothing needs to be anything other than cardboard.
I like
necessary
wood pieces and acrylic pieces. I do like, but I like wood pieces.
Alexander, your argument is empty because, I mean, Blood Rage could absolutely be just cardboard pieces on a map. It absolutely could be, but it's so much better in my opinion because it has miniatures and because it has great looking artwork and because it, all of that kind of stuff. So it's not necessary. You're correct. It isn't necessary, but it's an it's almost an irrelevant argument because none of the games that are out there need to be anything else. They can be just cardboard.
Sure.
Doug says, I'm backing, but at the next level down, don't need player mats and art books. That's true
Valid.
as well. David Brownlee says, it seems reasonable if you don't get the miniatures and the 5 to 6 players expansion. Deluxe edition with all the other expansions is less than $200. Just realized, when did it become normal to purchase a game over $100? I remember when $50 seemed expensive as well. You're absolutely correct. Welcome to the effect that Kickstarter and crowdfunding has had.
Not only, I mean, yes, sure. But when was the last time you could go out to dinner for less than $50? You can't.
Yesterday.
There were only 2 of us.
But we did it.
There were only 2 of us.
See how easy it was to debunk your argument if you didn't provide qualifiers? If you would have just said, when's the last time that you went out to dinner with a family of 5? And it was less than $50. I mean, since we've been married, it hasn't been.
Has not happened. But the cost of living has increased since things. I mean, everything's different.
I understand what you're saying, but this isn't cost of living. These are luxury items.
I get it, but luxury items all across the board have gone up.
Yep.
Out to dinner. Movies.
Yep.
Movies used to be well under $10, $5.
Yep.
And they're now a solid 14 per person.
Yep.
So
I don't have it at all. Kevin says it represents the pre-dawn of the golden era of board games. We're talking about Agricola. Yep. Well, I agree with that. And again, I'm not. Whenever I played the mess out of Agricola, dudes. Don't get me wrong. I'm just done with it. You know. It's like when somebody asks me to play Catan again. Do you want to play Catan? Not really. If you really want to play Catan, I'll play it with you. But if you're asking me my opinion and what I really want to do, no, I don't want to play Catan anymore. I'm one of the people that played Catan on the board a lot. I played it even more on my computer, where I was just playing against 3 AIs. I played it more on my computer than I did on the table. I don't want to play Catan anymore. I just don't. But if somebody really wants to play it, sure. Yeah, I'll play it with you. But it's not, I'm done with it as far as if I get to choose.
Oh, yeah, you can have that one. You want that one?
No.
You sure?
Stop. Hot take. I prefer Clemens Franz to Vincent Dutrait. Well, you need to go get your eyes checked. And I've never even seen Clemens Franz. All right, I'll look him up. I'll bite. Clemens Franz. I'll even put in board game artist. Oh.
Images, maybe?
Maybe. All right, let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, so he's the one that did the old version. The Barron Park, Agricola, Isle of Skye. This. Wow. That's not even a hot take. You're just wrong. I mean, you are legitimately and objectively incorrect. And I'm sorry. Not sorry.
I think people that do art are amazing. I am not artistic.
Kevin says Uwe has gone back through the game and added several new things. Oh, like Agricola needed more added to it. Oy vey. They are slowly turning up the heat on us frogs, David says. How much did you spend on Blood Rage after all the expansions and a wood organizer? Well, the wood organizer actually cost more than the actual game did.
Sure.
I don't think I bought any of the expansions. I may have bought like one of the shaman or something like that. I
Right.
might have bought one of the monsters.
We gotta wake up the kids.
She's getting antsy over here.
He hasn't seen
I have
the
to get
to-do
through.
list.
I have to get through.
That's valid.
I have to get through.
We love our community. We would not cut it off before we say that.
How much? Okay, I'll answer the question. Altogether on Blood Rage, I've probably spent less than $200. I would say probably less than 150 because I did get some of the expansions for free from Simon. And I've gotten other stuff people have gifted to me. So I probably spent less than $150 on Blood Rage. And I still have my original. I haven't, upgraded it or anything. And that's including the organizer. Let's see. I backed the Print and Play TI4, Eric says. Well, you have to have something to do back there. Laser or inkjet? I need to know. I've only given him a dot matrix printer back there, so that's what he's done. I've never played Agricola, so I looked it up on GameFound. I am blown away by the miniatures and table presents. I need to convert my dollars to euros fast. I think, Matthew, you would probably really enjoy Agricola, actually. Did you get the solo version, Eric? Yeah, he needs it. Family dinner equals free samples at the mall. Do they still do that? Not at the mall.
Costco, you can eat.
When have you been to the mall where they gave out free food samples?
Never,
the mall?
Never. I'm telling it, Costco lunch.
Tom, which parks are you planning on visiting when on your trip out west? Tom can answer that. Mount Rainier. Agricola was super important to the hobby, but gaming has come a long way. I agree. Stop wrecking on Gateway Games. These are the games that get people into our hobby.
That's true.
I get that. Like I said, I'll play it. I'm just not going to pick it.
Right.
This is just like getting a remaster of a game from the 90s. It's just a layer of rose tint to make the experience feel like you remember it. Maybe. We were there last week, played Parks with the mountain behind us. Speaking of a wood organizer, I'm really tempted to find an organizer to fit season 1 through 4 of Death May Die. Good luck. That's a lot of content. I don't think you'll be able to fit it in the box either. But I am at the end of our chat, so we do need to get going. We have a lot to do, and coffee is starting to take effect as well, so we need to go take care of that. We are, or it could be the bad lunch meat that I was eating earlier. It might be either one of those.
We need to buy new meat.
No,
we're gonna need to get.
No, we don't need to buy. This is different than what.
No, that's the ham that was upstairs.
No, it's not. But I left it. I just wrapped it in a paper towel and put it back in the.
If it was in the fridge, I wouldn't have.
No, I'm joking. It's this. It's not that. It just tasted weird because of the. Yeah.
We need to buy new meat.
I'm not used
We're
to
going
having
to the
that.
Store.
I'm not
That's
used
one of
to
the
having
things I'll
that.
send one of the people to do.
I'm not used to having that in the morning either. So my morning palate is different than my lunch palate. So it'll be fine. This is normal for drinking coffee. Okay. Don't you see all the memes that I show you?
I do.
Let's see here. Not sure my copy of Agricola is still playable, David says. I stopped feeding the family ages ago. Enjoy the party. Have fun today. We will. David, it has become the zombie version. Good luck with the party. Happy graduation. Have a great party. And congrats to the grad. Congrats to Daphne, Doug says. All right, we are out of here. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go to the bathroom and then pack up Stargazers. And then I'm going to be helping Jess.
You got to get up the kids first.
Yeah, well, no, I got to go to the bathroom first. That is primo.
Oh, you've got to wake up the boy.
I will eventually, but not after I make a deposit.
We appreciate you all being here.
Throne. All right. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Bye-bye.